Hey guys, welcome in this new video. I hope that all of you are doing great. So quick message before the video start. What you're about to watch and listen to is an interview that I did with Zachary Foust on his podcast. So I will put the link down below of his podcast. Very nice guy, and so he basically interviewed me. So we talked about my journey, trading, Forex, crypto, life in general as well. So it's a really nice interview, and so that is what you're about to watch right now. So I'll not waste more time and I'll let you jump right into the video. All right, thank you for watching and I hope you guys enjoy it.
You don't want to be exactly like someone else. You want to be exactly yourself. You want to be who you're meant to be, you know?
You're choosing today to live your best life. We're going into our next podcast. This is our next interview. We have Mr. Anthony on the line today. And Anthony, who I'm just going to kind of leave out to say exactly what he does, but he's an investor. He's in the Forex game. He's an entrepreneur, and he's just a straight-up influencer. So we have Anthony on the line. Anthony, if you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, sure, man. So my name is Anthony. Like you said, I'm from Quebec in Canada. I'm 18 years old. Like you said, I have, a few businesses. I'm more involved into the trading business and, Forex, cryptocurrencies, also some stocks. So that's what I'm doing as a, job and income, you can say. I have also other, few investment on the side and other things going on. But like my main focus is really about trading and business, helping other people as well, learning the skill because I have, a course online that you can take and that basically will teach you how I trade. You can work with me directly through that course. So I work every day with my students to make sure that, they're becoming profitable. So I always do, private sessions with them, webinars. There are tons of videos. So that's what I'm doing as my two main things. I trade and I teach people how to trade. As simple as that.
Awesome. That's awesome. And you said you're 18 years old, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. And how long have you been trading?
It's been a little over 3 years now. So I started when I turned 15 years old, actually.
Okay. So wow, when you turned 15 years old, what got you involved in trading? What led you to do that?
Well, I was in high school at that time. So, I had friends basically who were already kind of looking to invest into different things. And so I just found Forex just a little bit randomly. I was just searching through internet and was like, okay, what can I invest into? And so I found Forex and I found the stock market as well at the beginning. And so I just realized that, wow, all the potentials that is happening on these markets, it's insane. There's literally that's one thing I always say, but there's really no limit when it comes to how much money you can make. I don't know if you know who George Soros is, but basically George Soros is a trader and also an entrepreneur, and he made $1 billion profit in one trade.
Wow. So
that's crazy, right? And so there's just no limit at all to what you can do. And so I just found this so fascinating. So when I found Forex, I was like, wow, it's perfect. There's no limit, and I just loved it as well. As a person, I've always been someone passionate about trading and investing and everything related to business. So that was just the perfect world. So when I found that, well, I also started learning on my own just a little bit like everyone else does, searching online, trying to read books, read articles and stuff like that. And after a few months I was doing that and I realized that it was not working very well because I was not learning the right thing.
Okay.
So I've been very lucky at this pretty much exact time to actually find my first mentor who then after I worked with him directly and, we started investing together as well. And so from there, I've just had, other mentors. And that is how I basically, not only grew in trading, but also grew as a person. And, from there, well, everything started going on. And that's also, by the way, one of the reasons why I wanted to create my course, which is called Reversal Master, because, everything for me started doing better when I actually found my mentors.
Gotcha.
So from there, I was like, oh, like mentors are really that important. Like I
Yeah.
did not realize that before.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay,
mentors
yeah,
are everything for what you want to do in your life. And when you came into wanting to grow and wanting, like you said, you started when you were 15.
yeah.
What led you to the mentor that you now have, who's now your business partner, as you said, that trades with you?
Yeah, so that mentor, I basically met him through my high school as well. So basically, I was going to a private high school because I had really like good grades, so I've been able to enter that school. Um, and so, with him, with the school, basically they had like a program if you wanted to like start, a little business or whatever. So I got into that, and this is where I actually met my first mentor. And so, at first it was just like a school activity, but later it really grew into like a much like deeper relationship. And then with him, I actually met other mentors. That is how I actually like grew my whole circle of people who actually know, about this stuff. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned one of the things you also do is cryptocurrency. Explain a little bit of what that is for people that may not understand exactly what crypto is.
Yeah, so basically cryptocurrency is it's a different type of currencies than what you can, normally think about. So it's not like the US dollar or the Canadian dollar or whatever. It's a currency that you can use online that is mainly like with the blockchain in all of these. And so there's many cryptocurrencies out there. And so basically it's just a way that you can do transaction. And there are many like advantage to cryptos and what you can do with them and what, someone, let's say, that has cryptos can do with them. So it's just a different form of currency and how you can actually exchange money. And it's a new form of currency. Like it's very like, it's just, starting to pop right now and it's getting bigger and bigger. But like, 10 years ago, it was not even like a thing. So it's really new. It's a new form of currency you can use to basically do any kind of transaction with people who actually accept cryptocurrencies.
Mm-hmm. And do you think as we progress, do you think crypto will become more widely accepted, or do you think there's going to be some other niche that comes along and replaces it?
That's a really good question. Honestly, it's hard to tell because it depends on how the banks want to go about this. Because like the main problem that like banks and big corporations have with cryptocurrency is that it's not regulated. There's nothing to regulate that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, yeah, it's self-regulated by the people that use it.
yeah, but like it's not regulated like by any like banks or government or anything like that. So these people are, most of the time against that since you cannot regulate them. So to answer your question, I think it really depends on basically what they decide to do with cryptocurrency. Like if they decide to actually, do something to regulate that, or I don't even think it will be possible. But like basically, if they want to, implement these into the more common world, I think it can go really big. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you had mentioned that this is your form of income now. How long have you been trading to the point where what you're trading is actually providing a sufficient amount of income for you right now?
Yeah. So first of all, it took me 15 months to even just become profitable. And, that's one thing that people tend to not realize is that it takes more time than what you may think because it's a lot more complex than what people think. Trading is not just about looking at the chart, taking a trade and, making money. Like you need to know so much about this to really like become profitable. So it took me just 15 months to even get on the profitable side. And then from there, I already had, a kind of good capital. So from there, that is when I started to, have a good income with trading.
Okay, got it. And you said it took you about 15 months?
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you actually create the video series that you now have, your course on how to trade in Forex?
Yeah, so that's actually a very funny story. So I was in my high school at that time, last year of high school, and I was starting to be profitable, make profit. So I was sharing that on Facebook, and one of my friends actually, got really interested into trading in general. So he was like, "Anthony, can you teach me? Like, can you help me with trading?" And at that time, I just became profitable. So I was like, oh, well, I don't know if I can teach you. So let's try. So, for 1 month, I just tried to teach him, everything I knew about trading. Since we were going to the same schools, it was very easy to just, stay together and always, teach him and during the lunchtime and all these things. So I taught him, for a few months and then he actually became profitable. So I was like, wow. Not only I can trade, but also I can teach people. So after that, I was like, okay, well, let's try to help more people. So
yeah, another source of income. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that's one thing, but also, just like spread the knowledge, because I don't know, like if you or your audience know, but 9 people out of 10 lose money trading.
Wow.
9 people out of 10.
Wow.
So that's crazy, because very, very, very few people actually are able to be profitable. So when I realized that, and when I also realized that I was able to help people become profitable, I was like, well, why not create a course and help people, make money with it? So that is how, everything started. And from there, I created Reversal Master.
So what's one thing, and I'll get the link for that in the description for anyone that's interested in checking that out on Instagram and on the podcast, but what is one thing you would say, obviously outside of getting your course, that someone should keep in mind when they want to get started in the trading?
I think I'd say, like, if there's one thing, I'd probably go with patience. Honestly.
Patience, okay.
Yeah, because, like, so many people get into this and they have, like, these false beliefs that they will be able to become profitable in, like, 1 month, and then, become this great trader and travel the world and buy Rolexes and Ferraris, like, all that shit, So, like, it cannot work like this, Like, it happened to, like, 10 people, like, in the history, So, I think that, having these false beliefs actually will play a lot against you. So I'd say, have the right goals, and then be extremely patient with yourself, because it takes a long time to learn, since there's so many things to know about trading.
Got you. And again, one more time, where can they find your course, and what does your course really go over?
Yeah, so my course is at reversalmaster.com, so www.reversalmaster.com. They can also reach out to me through Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram is Anthony Book, ANTHONWBOUC, and on Facebook it's just Anthony Bouchard. So
I'll make sure to have both of those in the description for you.
Yeah, so my course basically goes over, like, the main purpose of the course, first of all, is to teach people how to be independent with their trading. Because one of the problem is that when people get into this, they always, try to figure out a way to go faster, and so that will make them depend on someone else. So my goal as a teacher is always to help people become independent with their own trading, meaning doing their own analysis, taking their own trades, because on the long term, that is what will work for them. So basically, my course is very simple how it works. There's like 4 personal sessions. So 4 personal sessions with me on one-on-one on Skype. I teach them, each session covers different subjects. And so how it works is that we do one session, and at the end of this session in itself, I will always tell the student what are the videos that he will need to watch. All the videos are on the website, and so basically that's how the course goes. We do one session after the student has, like, between, on average, it's like 10 or 20 videos he needs to watch before the next session, and so that is how the course goes. We also have a trading group with all the other students, where I always share my trades, my analysis, and it's just a great way to connect with other people as well, because now, since I've been doing Reversal Master for over a year, well, there's many good traders in the group, so I'm not like the only person who they can reach out if they need help. Like, so many people can help them. Like, we have people who invest money, we have people who also trade investors' money, so we have really good traders and people in general in our group. So these are pretty much like the biggest things about the course in itself. After, there's obviously homeworks, webinars, and I'm always there to answer questions, to do even calls with them if they need to. So, like, it's a very, like, let's say, personal course. It's not just they buy and I send them videos and that's it. It's really, like, more personal. I really make sure on a personal level that I want to help them on that level, and I also will try to always see how they progress, always try to, redefine their approach when it comes to trading and all of these things. So it's really a personal approach. And I think, that's the best when it comes to learning this skill, because when I built Reversal Master, I was like, okay, what can I do to actually help, the average person get into that, industry and learn that skill? And so the best way I found, and I realized that, is when I asked myself how I would have liked to learn, how personally, if I, just get into trading, how will I prefer to learn? And from that mentality, I created Reversal Master.
Okay, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I appreciate you going
Thank
into
you.
that.
Thank you.
And really, at 18, that's crazy that you have all this going for you. Now, my last question for you is really just, you know, obviously, not a lot of 18-year-olds are self-dependent and are going after what they actually want to go after. So kudos for you to that. What is probably the biggest factor that led you to go against the tide and go against the status quo and typically graduate high school, go to college, get a job, and probably not doing what you want to do until you're 30, 35. Here you are doing it and doing it well at 18. What led you to just go against the path that was most traveled?
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, thank you for, just sending that much positive vibe and energy to the world. I really appreciate you. So,
No problem,
okay,
man. No
so
problem.
let's answer your question. So, man, it's a really good question. I'd say,
Just
probably,
the one thing, probably the most influential.
yeah, I'd say honestly, like it sounds cliche, but like following your own path. But like most people, when they hear this advice, they don't fully understand what it means. And what I mean by following your own path is that you really need to go like laser focus on your own self and what you want to do, And I always, like to talk about this on my social media, but like, I'm a trader, I'm a businessman, but that doesn't mean that everyone needs to be a trader, Like
Amen.
so many
Yeah.
people just, look at, whoever they admire and they're like, oh, I want to be like exactly like this person. I'm like, no, like you don't want to be exactly like someone else. You want to be exactly yourself. You want to be who you're meant to be,
Perfect.
So I think like the biggest thing is just like following your own path at such a deeper level, not just about the job or the school you go to, but like it's a mental game, everything is mental in this world. So like when you understand that, when you understand your patterns, how you think as a person, what you like, what motivates you the most, what you fear, all these things. When you understand that, then after you can triple down on yourself and delegate all your weaknesses. So I think, to just sum it up, like I'd say, just, do your own thing. Like that's really what I will say.
Got you. I'm going to base that entire statement that you are a listener of Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yes.
I'm going to base, because you mentioned about 4 different things that Gary V is hard on. So
I do. I really like him, like I just, just people like him, I think have a great impact on the world. And I just think like, it's just the truth. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
so many people want to overlook all these things. And I just think that, it's not that complicated. Like you follow your own path.
Yeah.
You put in the work, you be patient, you learn from the right people. And when you have these 4 ingredients together, then you're unstoppable basically.
It's hilarious that I didn't even tell you what the title of our podcast right now is called. It's called Living Your Best Life. So this is like perfect.
Really?
This is going to be the part we promote right here. So I appreciate it. Well, Anthony, I'm gonna go ahead and just say thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me, and you're obviously a great influencer, and I wish you nothing but the best. And we'll keep up on Instagram, and if you want to follow Anthony, you'll be in the description. Hopefully you'll get some followers and maybe some new clients to want to live their best life through trading. So I appreciate you, Anthony. And again, his link is going to be below if you're looking to get into trading. But like he said, it doesn't have to be trading. Just go out, live your best life, do the best you can do, and just go down your own path because no one else will know it but you. So I appreciate you, Anthony.
I appreciate you as well, man. And thank you for doing this podcast, not only with me, but like in general, because I see that, you're putting out good energy. You want to make a good impact on the world. You have good intentions. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for doing that. So thank you.
Man, I thank you. All right, man. You have the best day, all right? Great, productive day. All right, man. See ya.
Thank you. Take care.